If you want to make more money, make more sales, and build a bigger, better business, then you're gonna need more leads, which is why today we're talking all about how to generate more leads with the world's most powerful social media network, Facebook. Let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Adam Erhart, Modern Marketing Strategist, and welcome to the Modern Marketing Show, where we help you make marketing that matters. So if you're interested in learning about the latest and greatest marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics that are really gonna help take your business and marketing to the next level, you may wanna consider subscribing, hitting that little notification bell. All right, so today we're talking all about lead gen, and specifically lead gen on Facebook, because frankly, there's almost no better platform out there, whether we're talking about online or offline or different social media networks. Well, regardless, there's almost no better platform out there to generate leads than Facebook. For starters, pretty much everybody is on Facebook, regardless of their demographic details like age or gender or occupation, their geographic details, no matter where they're located in what city or state or province or country, and also their psychographic details, which means that we can laser focus in on different attitudes or interests or behaviors or anything else that they might be interested in. Also, advertising on Facebook, it's really easy to set up. In fact, the odds are pretty good that if you've got a business and you're watching this now, you probably already have all of the assets required to set up and start generating leads on Facebook, whether we're talking about personal profiles, business pages, or even an ad account. But I'm getting ahead of myself, and we'll get to that in just a second. Also, the strategies that we're going to be talking about today are either free, meaning they obviously don't cost any money, or they're incredibly inexpensive to use, so you can be done with only a few dollars a day, and you can scale up as required or as necessary as you want to start increasing that lead flow. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes. Here are 5 steps on how to generate more leads with Facebook. Step number 1 is to get your ducks in a row. I'm not really sure where that expression came from. When we're talking about getting your ducks in a row, what we mean is making sure that you're set up for success by ensuring all of the foundational and principles and all the basics are in place before you start trying to generate those leads. Now, there's some obvious things you're gonna need to do, like make sure you've got a Facebook account, both a personal one and a business one, as well as an ad account, which is all gonna help. And if you already have an ad account, you're going to probably wanna make sure that it's set up under a business manager rather under a personal name. This is going to give you more flexibility later, allow you to sort of share access to it, bring in other ad managers if you want, as well as create backup ad accounts. And creating backup ad accounts is definitely something you're going to want to do if possible in your account. This is because once those leads start rolling in, you're not going to want to take a chance of anything getting interrupted or your ad account getting paused or shut down. So you always want to make sure you've got that backup just in case. Also, even if you have no intention of running paid Facebook ads to generate leads, you still want to make sure that you do have an ad account set up and you've got the pixel from Facebook, which is completely free to get and installed across all of your online properties. This is incredibly important, and the sooner you do this, the better, because it's going to allow you to start collecting data today. All right, step number 2, once we've got things set up, once we've got all our accounts registered, is to really dive into the psychology and understand the principles behind successful lead gen campaigns, and specifically the successful lead gen campaigns taking place on Facebook. The best thing to do here is to really understand that Facebook is a social platform, which means people aren't logging in the morning with their credit card in hand looking for something to buy like they would if, say, they were searching on Amazon. No, you need to understand that they're there to catch up on news or chat with friends or see what family's up to or anything like that. Again, not with purchase intent. It's for this reason that any of your lead gen efforts on Facebook need to be friendly, they need to be casual, they need to be conversational, and they need to be kind of like you're acting like a good neighbor or a good friend, just chilling out and having a chat. All right, step number 3 to generating more leads on Facebook is to leverage both your personal profile and paid Facebook ads. Now, we all pretty much know that organic reach on a Facebook business page is pretty much dead. Facebook basically throttled any reach or any chance of your organic posts, meaning posts that you don't pay on your business page, from reaching anyone. But the same isn't true of your personal page. Now, by personal profile, I mean the one that's under your name, the one that you're probably connected to friends and family with, and the one that you would go to pretty much anytime you log into Facebook just for personal use. Now, lately, this is being one of the most underutilized and yet most effective tools available to us as marketers, and specifically in direct marketing and lead gen. Now, obviously, the tactics and the strategy behind going out and using your personal profile to generate leads is going to be pretty different than if you were using a business profile, because again, you don't want to come off here as too salesy or too pushy, especially on that personal profile. But that doesn't mean you don't want to use it. Now, I get a lot of kickback and a lot of resistance from people who don't want to go out there and put out business messages on their personal page because their friends will see it or their family will see it. They'll get negative feedback. People will criticize them. They'll say, hey, why are you doing this? Or what's up with that? And really, You got to kind of get over that. I know, it's easier said than done, but the reality is that if you want to be generating leads, if you want to grow your business, you're going to have to develop a little bit of a thicker skin. And that means accepting a little bit of criticism that's going to come with you first starting to make those posts on your personal page. But I assure you, the criticism is well worth the effort, because the results and the authority and the authenticity and the ethical way that you're able to market by kind of coming at it personally just far supersedes any of the negative comments that you might get. Plus, nobody's saying that you need to be salesy here on your personal posts. You can use this to express your views or to tell your story or to tie things into your business and how that's a part of your life, because the odds are good that if you're an entrepreneur, well, the entrepreneur aspect of your life is a pretty big part of your life. So don't be afraid to share your story and share your journey and share how you're helping people. All right, so I hope I've convinced you, but let's move on to paid Facebook ads, which is where Facebook really starts to shine. Now, the key to running a successful Facebook ad campaign to generate leads is really to be strategic and to think things through right from that very first click all the way to the sale. This means spending a lot of time ahead of time by making sure that you've got things set up with good ad copy and good images, that you've chosen the right objective, whether you're going for traffic or conversions or video views, and essentially just being strategic about the entire process. Now, obviously, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to setting up a high converting and profitable lead gen Facebook ad. So I'm going to link up this video right here, which shares some of the tips and tricks behind some of my highest converting 6- and 7-figure generating campaigns. So you definitely want to check it out. All right, step number 4 in generating more leads with Facebook is you need to give them something. Now, this approach is pretty much lead gen 101, but essentially what it means is that we're going to need to offer something of value in exchange for our leads' contact details. Whether we're going for an email or a name and email or a name, email, and phone number, whatever it is, we need to provide something of value in order for them to be willing to exchange that detail. Now, when it comes to giving them something of value, you can over deliver, because we're all busy, and the last thing you want to do is burden someone with a 1,000-page ebook or a 30-hour video course or something that they're going to really just have no time to consume or no desire to consume, which means you won't even get the lead in the first place. So when you're thinking about what you can exchange for their contact details, make sure to remember to keep it short, keep it fun, and keep it actionable, which means that they're going to be able to get it, consume it, and then take action really quickly to get a quick win. And when they take this action and when they get this quick win, well, they're automatically going to view you as a position of authority, and they're going to know that you know what you're talking about. An example here is my Facebook ad image guide, which is going to help you select the perfect image for your Facebook ads. Now, it's not going to walk you through absolutely everything you need to know about setting up a Facebook ad, but it is going to give you a very quick win, and it's going to be very effective in decreasing your cost per acquisition, increasing the quality of the lead, and basically making your campaigns all around much more effective. So if you haven't already, you might want to check it out. I'll make sure to link it up in the descriptions below. All right, step number 5 when it comes to generating more leads on Facebook is you need to send them somewhere, which means you can't leave them hanging. This is a mistake I see all the time, whether we're talking about personal posts or whether we're talking about paid ads through a business page or an ads manager, whatever it is, people will write really good copy, they'll have really good content, and then they'll essentially just say, all right, good luck. You don't want to do that. Rather, you want to end absolutely everything with one single crystal clear call to action. You want to give your prospect or the viewer or the reader, whoever's going through this content, the exact next steps to follow. And normally they need to be incredibly simple and incredibly clear, which means one click. Yep, one click. Whether you want to say, click here for more info, click here to register now, click here to download this free guide, whatever it is, make it clear, make it simple, and make it direct. But make sure to include it. So the key then to generating more leads on Facebook is much the same as generating leads anywhere. First, you need to understand the psychology of the platform. Next, you need to make sure that you're being strategic throughout your campaign, from click all the way to sale. Next, you need to leverage all the tools available. In this case, it's going to be your personal profile and paid ads. After that, you need to make sure that you're giving them something of value in exchange for their contact details. And finally, make sure to include a clear, concise, and compelling call to action, which tells them exactly what to do next. When you get all these lined up, Facebook is easily, without a doubt, one of the most effective lead gen platforms available today. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If so, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little notification bell. For more great marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, highly suggest you check out adamerhart.com, which is packed with the latest videos, podcasts, articles, and a whole bunch of resources to really help take your marketing to the next level. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Modern Marketing Show.